You're fighting Conor McGregor taking on Max Holloway. How do you feel about that fight? Especially with Conor McGregor coming back, right? He's coming back into fighting. Once again, I feel he said that he needs it. He loves it, the sport of competition, right? What's your thoughts on that fight where he's fighting Max Holloway? Max has been in the paint. He's been grinding. He's been fighting his ass off. Give me your thoughts, Patty.
I've said Conor. I think Conor's going to win. And it's because it's at welterweight. If it was at a lightweight, I would have picked Max. But Max got made to look small by Charles at lightweight. So imagine how much bigger Conor's going to be than him at welterweight. And getting it by a welterweight is much different than getting it by a lightweight.
Stuff he's saying is about what he's going to do in the cage. He says he's going to sun you. He says he's going to go right through you. He's not looking past you. He's looking through you.
He got to say what he got to say, right? Whatever gets him to the octagon Saturday night, he can keep telling him that. You keep telling yourself that. Just please show up come Saturday night, and that's it, Conor got the gift of gab. He loved talking. Maybe he's talking to get himself ready, and I support it 100%. Max Best Hollow, support this message. Keep talking what you got to talk, and I'm glad. I can't wait to see you come Saturday night here in Las Vegas. I can't wait, man. I can't wait to see. A lot of people keep counting Conor out, which is insane to me. You know what I mean? I mean, look, like they was counting Conor out because of the 5 years, and they're like, oh yeah, but the 5 years he got to rest. In my mind, and people is like, no, but like you see him partying, you see him doing all this, like, bro. People are not following around him 24/7, with a camera. So you really don't know what he's doing. Just because they're putting out the bad stuff of him, we don't know about the good stuff, And I know this just because every time in camp when I'm playing video games for like 2 hours out of the day, everybody's like, you gotta be training after all my training. So at the end of the day, I'm getting ready for a dangerous Conor McGregor. I think it's gonna be a healthy Conor McGregor. I think it's gonna be the best version we ever saw. And that's the things that excite me. That excite me. The best Conor McGregor I get to see come July 11th. And when I go out there and do the things that I know I can and will do to him, it's gonna be a great night.
Well, the thing is about Max Holloway is like Max Holloway isn't that much younger than Conor.
He's not.
But the thing is, Max has been in constant high-level competition the entire time. Won the BMF fight, beat Dustin, like constant high-level competition.
That's right.
It's a different thing.
And I honestly believe him at 155 is the best thing for him.
Absolutely.
But he's not 155 in this fight.
This is 170.
But honestly, he might be better.
Max is a durable fighter with great skill. Not on my level, however. I am a level above, in fact, multiple levels above.
How so?
Skill-wise, mental-wise, physical-wise. We're at 170 pounds. There's a few facets into this. Max has been a busy body in the game. In fact, he's the most time spent inside the octagon, 8.5 hours, which is a staggering amount of time. For me, I kind of look at that saying, it means you can't finish people, So, however, he's never fought at 170 pounds. This is a 170-pound bout.
And you believe that your level's above him, but what's something that you're watching out for? What is one of Max's strengths?
If you're asking me what I have above him, speed, power, IQ, fitness, health, freshness.
Conor, that's damn near everything.
What is your guys' pick for that, realistically, Holloway, McGregor?
Oh, dude,
And don't pick with emotion. I'm talking MMA math.
Dude, 170 pounds. You haven't fought in half a decade. If the fight was 3 rounds, I would think, God, Conor's got a good chance. I mean, he may still have a good chance, but you're half a decade sitting out, and then you're going in there, Max Holloway, who's an expert at fighting 5 rounds, and he's 170 pounds. You're not going to knock him out easy.
Yeah, I'm watching you hit pads, right? I remember after you fought Donald Cerrone, Dana White came in the back room and said, I'm never questioning you at welterweight again. I'd argue you're more of a real welterweight now than you even were then. You look to have really filled out. You are hitting harder than I've ever seen you hit. Are you feeling?
I feel great. I feel absolutely amazing. Exceptional. No corners cut, no flash we've been quiet this camp. We've been at work. So that's confidence. There's a lack of confidence if you need to share things or get this ego boost. We don't need it. We're gonna do it on the night. So I'm excited for it. I'm excited for my team and for my country.
What do you think Max doesn't understand about fighting at 170? What is he not realizing until he gets in there and actually tries it?
Listen, there's a different thud when you fight against him. I fought against Max many years ago. I look forward to my improvements on him.
You said multiple times during your media tour in New York that rematches is like an honourable thing to grant. When they came to you with Max's name, I know there was others, but when Max came to you, were you like, yeah, no, I want to prove that rematches should be given if they're earned?
I love a rematch. I love who doesn't love the story builds, the tension builds, the fans get excited, they've got comparisons, they've got, it's great for business. I'm all for a good rematch. And yeah, there you go. Max's name was as well.
I remember when I first started watching you, before I was even working with you in the MMA, there was a time you did a media scrum and you were rattling off stats and reaches and things like that. And then I heard you in New York talking about minutes that Max has been in there and how long he's been in there. And I realized, it's still there, the passion and the attention that you
Danger will be everywhere inside the octagon from Max. So we are well aware of him in this gym, in this camp. That's it.
Do you think he's improved since that fight?
I don't care.
Okay, fair enough. You have, of course, people usually say when you're away, maybe the attention disappears, but you've actually already set records again. I think it's going to be the highest gate. I don't know if you saw, you are already the highest valued trading card in MMA. You beat Ilia Toporia's record. I don't know if you knew that. But you've basically come back, and is it fun, at least, or do you still feel anything when you see these metrics and realize, still the bread?
It's a lot of fun. It's more fun. It's for the fun more than for anything else. Yeah. So all of these little sweet cherries on top are beautiful and more fuel to the fire.
After over a decade since their last fight, the sport has evolved beyond recognition, and the history between Conor McGregor and Max Holloway remains etched in stone. Just as Holloway cements his status as an Iron Man in the division, McGregor reappears like a ghost from the past, and he comes with cryptic warnings. Is McGregor's classic psychological warfare meant to destabilize Holloway? Or is there a high-stakes collision brewing behind the scenes?
Gone.
Joe, it's great to be back. It's refreshing to be back. The body is invigorated. The mind is sharp and fresh and ready to go. I'm ready to enter this brutal business as a ruthless fighter once again. And I'm very, very excited and happy.
He understands a fundamental truth that everything he wants lies on the opposite side of discomfort. The Irishman is returning from an injury that destroys an ordinary man, fueled by a desire to achieve something that has never been done before in combat sports. It is a warning from a man who has been to hell and back and welcomes the cage with open arms. Furthermore, McGregor's hunger is spilling over into his words into a psychological demolition for Holloway. He treats the legend as an unruly child who needs to be put in his place. McGregor isn't just saying he's going to win, he is acting like he's completely untouchable, treating Holloway's striking like it's amateur hour. By bragging that he'll walk out of the cage without a scratch, McGregor is trying to mess with Max's head. He wants to turn what should be a competitive fistfight into a psychological mind game before either man even laces up their gloves.
I've done it and I've experienced it. I've experienced the difference in camp, the difference in carrying the weight, the difference in the opponent being able to absorb the damage, and I'm excited to welcome young Max again into this division.
Additionally, McGregor's mental warfare is backed up by a mathematical advantage that he believes Holloway is completely blind to. He knows firsthand the exhausting toll of carrying extra mass through a training camp, and more importantly, how a naturally heavier opponent can effortlessly absorb and walk right through shots that would put featherweights to sleep. McGregor is waiting at the shoreline like an apex predator, condescendingly offering to welcome young Max back into his world.
It is what it is. I've been out for a few years. Let the people say what they wish, whether it is good or bad. I don't pay attention to it. I don't let it enter me. I stay centered and grounded, and that's where I'm at. I'm back. I know I was going to come back. I learned a lesson in that lapse in concentration in the camp in preparation that I have since adjusted, and that's why I think I'm only warming up here in this game. I really, really believe I'm only...
Accompanying the physical jump in weight, McGregor is also bringing an intense level of focus into this fight. He is completely tuning out the public's criticism of him. He remains entirely centered and grounded while the world talks. He is warning Holloway that the version stepping into the cage won't be the vulnerable target the critics are anticipating, but a dangerous, dialed-in predator who has finally fixed his armor.
Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway. Who are you picking this early out?
I'm going to pick Max. I think I'm going to stick to that. However, there's a small part of me, obviously, that would love to see the world where Conor wins, but it's even tough to say that too because I have nothing but love for Max Holloway, so I wouldn't mind seeing him.
Even the most seasoned veterans like Michael Bisping and Paulo Felder are beginning to pick sides. They do not hesitate to back Holloway, even confessing he wouldn't mind seeing Max completely whip McGregor in the cage. It's exactly the kind of disrespect that feeds McGregor's fire, but it also underscores the terrifying reality of the warning he's trying to send. The entire fight world is looking at McGregor's years of inactivity and writing him off as the underdog against a red-hot Holloway. But by counting the Irishman out, the pundits are accidentally walking straight into his trap.
You've had some brilliant highs, celebrated by many, had some very public lows, headlines that might even make you cringe a little bit, and even your fans. What have you learned through the lows about yourself?
You know, fame has its pitfalls. You better move carefully in this world, for sure, probably even more so now. I've taken a lot of lessons in my life, and you know, it's just about self-discovery, studying yourself, learning triggers. You know, I find myself even now still in a fight with an old version of me or old ways that don't serve me, and you know, new ways and a new version of me, the new me. So I still find myself in this balance right now.
That's both as a fighter and a man.
As a fighter, and I'm more a man, more as a human.
Alongside Holloway, McGregor is also fighting the ghost of his own past. Instead of brushing off his cringeworthy lows, McGregor painted a picture of a man engaged in a brutal, silent war of self-discovery, admitting that his greatest battle right now is the daily collision between his old destructive habits and the new version of himself. By learning to defeat the old version of McGregor, he has unlocked a disciplined, evolved human being, meaning the man Holloway is signing up to face isn't just a former champion looking for a comeback, but a completely reinvented fighter who has already conquered his demons. Who wins, Conor McGregor or Max Holloway at UFC 329, July 11th?
Who wins, Conor McGregor or Max Holloway at UFC 329, July 11th?
Holloway.
Really?
It's going to be dangerous for Max early, though. Listen, me and Conor aren't exactly friendly. But what I'm saying is, so I'm not saying this from a perspective of we're friends and we're buddies. He was the 2 weight division champion. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, he made all this money and all the rest of it. The man's the most powerful tool.
Yeah.
And the guy that was there, all right, granted, it was a long time ago, 2016. But if the motivation's strong enough, he can come back and look really good. And yeah, he was flipping out at Max the other day in that interview.
Did you see that?
But he was playing the game. He was promoting the fight, hyping it up big time, and he looks good, you know, like he looks like he's training and taking the camp seriously. And if he is doing that, I'm telling you.
But I think
Max is awesome on the feet, but Conor's got the power early.
And yet, not everyone is buying into the narrative of McGregor's physical supremacy. Chael Sonnen rejects the idea that McGregor is at a welterweight advantage just because he's fought at 170 before, while Conor tries to weaponize the intimidation of a higher weight class. Sonnen argues that the welterweight threat is an illusion. It forces Holloway to see past the psychological smoke and mirrors, suggesting that despite McGregor's loud warnings about the sheer physics of the division, the actual physical gap between them in the cage might be non-existent. McGregor has made a calculated, conscious decision to reshape his entire identity into a true welterweight. Carrying a thick and highly packed frame, McGregor is actually having to cut weight down to the 170-pound limit for the first time in his career. It points to McGregor's historical dream of capturing an unprecedented 3rd UFC world title. This perspective completely shifts the narrative of Conor's warning. He isn't just bringing a big ego into the cage. He is bringing a weaponized, fully committed welterweight physique designed to unleash a level of power that Holloway has never had to handle. Ray Longo is looking beneath the surface at a much darker roadblock waiting for McGregor. While the human body is resilient and McGregor will almost certainly possess the raw power advantage early on, looking sharp in training clips is just the tip of the iceberg. Longo warns that below that polished surface lies 5 years of heavy living and debauchery, a hard life that inevitably catches up to an athlete once age, and high-level competition collide. Against a cardio machine like Holloway, who weaponizes speed and endless combinations, McGregor isn't just facing a tough technical challenge. He's fighting a ticking clock. On the other hand, Kenny Florian believes that McGregor actually holds the tactical high ground. While a historic layoff usually means the sport passes a fighter by, McGregor's maturity and honest self-assessment are flashing green lights. In fact, Florian argues this collision is happening at the perfect time and in the perfect playground at 170 pounds. Because of McGregor's natural frame, the welterweight division gives him a slight physical edge over Holloway. Florian's prediction validates the most terrifying part of McGregor's warning that the critics think they're setting Holloway up to conquer a relic, but they might just be handing a physically advantaged McGregor the perfect stage for an ambush. Dustin Poirier verdicts serve as a reality check for McGregor's grand ambitions, flatly picking Holloway to walk away with the victory. A prime, vintage version of McGregor absolutely possesses the tools to defeat Max. A catastrophic leg break may have permanently robbed the Irishman of his timing, movement, and athleticism. Him. While McGregor is busy trying to convince the world he is a re-engineered monster, the man who broke him expects Holloway to prove that the notorious era is officially a thing of the past. At the end, all the warnings, predictions, and theories about McGregor's comeback won't mean a thing when the cage door closes. He has spent weeks trying to get under Max's skin, warning him that he's about to face a completely upgraded version of the notorious one. But despite all that confidence, the stakes are incredibly high. If McGregor is right, July 11th will bring the most mind-blowing comeback in sports history. But if Holloway just walks right through those mind games, McGregor's big threats might just be the sad final chapter of his legendary career. Either way, when they finally step into the cage, the talking stops and the chaos begins. Let us know what you think in the comments and subscribe for more exciting content.